Now, it is almost a year since Tom Parker, a member of the boy band The Wanted, sadly passed away. You might remember he had an inoperable brain tumour. Well, his death shocked fans around the world, but he continues to inspire people, especially his former bandmates. March, you might know, is Brain Cancer Awareness Month, and earlier on today I was joined by Siva Kaneswaran in the studio, who made it to the semi-finals of Dancing on Ice recently and used the opportunity to pay tribute to his friend. We started off by talking about his time on the show.
Overall, I went in there thinking I was going to leave week 3, and I made it to the semi-finals. So just so proud of myself. I got to show up for my family and my friends, and also got to do some lovely tributes to.
Let's talk about that tribute you did in the semi-final to, because many people know about Tom. Sadly passed away last year. Really great friend of yours and a bandmate as well. What was that like, performing to that song where you also, he sang the first line, didn't he? What was it like for you performing to that in the semi-finals?
I'm going to be emotional 10 seconds in the interview.
Take your time.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful because I was so worried that, I just wanted to just deliver a nice performance for him, deliver a nice memory for his wife and the kids. And yeah, when his voice started, if you look at the opening scene, I'm literally gasping, Tom, get me through this, And I'm just so glad it worked out well. And I made a core memory for the kids.
Did you know you were going to feel like that? I mean, because you can't prepare for those moments, can you?
No, they asked me, how are you feeling this week? And I was like, I'm on minute by minute. I'm crying 1 second and then I'm okay the next. So before that, I was I could have gone anyway, honestly, but I'm so happy it went that way.
Yeah, and this is a difficult question probably to answer, what has the year been like? Because you're all busy, you're all working or taking part in TV programmes or, working on something completely different. What is it like for you and for the other bandmates to try and come to terms with what happened to Tom?
Yeah, it's different for each of us. For me, I've tried to keep busy, but also I've tried to use the difficulty of what happened between all of us and with Tom, and use it for good and make the most of it and keep on creating awareness and keeping his memory going. He stood for something, and I want to carry that on for him and his family. And
the anniversary is coming up at the end of this month, isn't it, of his death?
Yes.
I can see that. It's obviously going to be difficult because anniversaries are always hard, aren't they, for anybody, because it's the memories of the person that you loved spending time with and had a great relationship with. But it's also hard for everyone who he touched with his life. So have you got anything planned?
I think we're all going to celebrate in our own way. I think obviously we're all in different parts of the world, and I'm sure there's stuff that the family are going to plan. But really, it's just checking in on each other, making sure that we're okay, and we're still grieving. It's not even been a year yet, so just making sure to keep communicating with everyone who loved him.
And that wonderful memory you now have of being on Dancing on Ice and conquering your fears in a certain way as well, and making it all the way to the semi-finals and being able to perform to that song, has that given you a taste for doing something else? Is there another programme you'd like to do?
Oh, God. I need to rest my knees. All those other dancing shows, just
it took its toll on the body.
Call me in a few years, because it took a toll. Literally, I'm leaning on this table, and my elbow is killing because I've hit it about 4 times, and my knees are sore. But overall, yes, it's given me a taste to be, to do those shows, and I feel much braver for sure from doing those shows, and just from being around Tom. He's very brave. He showed up for the people he loved, and he warriored up for the people he loved, and I want to do that for the people I love. So that's why I was on that show. Just inspired by him. Well,
that's a great reason to do it. And also, I think when you go into a programme like that and you genuinely feel that you're not going to last very long, and then, under the guidance of somebody who knows what they're doing, you actually stay in for a long time, and you feel like you learn a lot about yourself along the way as well. That's actually a really positive experience.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you very resilient, very resilient, and you definitely conquer your nerves, and you just become you become fearless, and it's great. You live without fear for a moment. Even when you're skating, you just kind of go for it. And then you go look back and go, I did that.
What's the next plan? What you say you're trying to keep yourself busy. What are you working on? Any music or something else? Telly-wise, what can you tell us?
I'm going on holiday. Literally, I'm planning Fiji with the missus. I've been in the UK for like 7 months, and I'm based in Los Angeles, so I'm going to go home and not think about work. Just my phone's going to be off, my friend. Don't call me.
OK, all right. I promise you I won't. He's not available. Anyone who rings him, he's not available. Although your agent is in the room, so maybe ring the agent, but
talk to him.
Yeah. Listen, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. Well done on Dancing on Ice. I know that must have been difficult, but congratulations on doing that for Tom and for his family, and we wish you all the best for the future as well, whatever that is.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Siva. Oh, lovely to have him in the programme, and what a